Hello and welcome to the first video of my dynamic modeling of buildings and cities 10 video tutorials. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple city block using GREEBLE and the spline tool. First we got to go to the standard primitives tab and then select the plane tool and draw yourself a city base using the plane tool, like so. You can head over to the modifiers panel and you can adjust the length and the width, but for this tutorial, we're not going to worry about the scale of the plane for the moment. So next we're going to want to go over to the splines tab, select splines here from this shapes panel, and then we're going to choose line. Make sure that the enable and render and enable and viewport is selected as well. Also going to choose rectangular, and then in further down there should be an option, here, to select Bezier as the drag type. So once all of that is done, you can begin to draw the roads. So I'm just going to start drawing them in like so. Oh. This one. And maybe one going through center. It's a bit oddly shaped kind of city plan, but that'll do. So once I've created the road splines, I can select, I can select the spline, and then I can edit the width of the spline. I can make more narrower roads, so I can make them wider. Just gonna make them a tad wider. So you can go ahead and you can adjust them all. It's gonna do it by eye, to be honest with you, this moment. And that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to select, where was it? Might just pop it down from this menu here actually. I'm going to convert the spline to an editable poly. So once you have converted it to an editable poly, I'm going to press attach. And then we're going to select all the lines to attach them together. And that should make them all one single object. So now we have the roads and we have the plane. And now we're just going to perform a cut based on the road position on the plane. So in order to do that, we must select the plane and we must go, to compound objects, and then select Pro Boolean. So what you want to do when you have this panel open is to make sure you have subtraction selected, and then click cookie. And then we want to, where was it? We're going to advanced option, and we choose make quadrilaterals, which will give the city a random sort of grid shape like a city would have typically. And then once we are done with that, we can click start picking. And then we can select the road, and that will remove all of the grouped roads that we had created. Now, if I go in and I turn on edge faces, you can see that the grid lines are distributed in this kind of randomized way. So next we want to just convert this to an editable poly. So we just right click and go convert to editable poly, and we want to apply the GREEBLE to this base map. So what you want to do is select edit polygon, and then you want to scroll over here. You want to select insert and then select everything that's there. So then you click on the box beside, and then you can click by polygon here on this little selection tab, and that will just select the grids of the mesh. So here is the result of that. So then you can just go to the modifier list. I'm just going to select that. Go to the modifier list and then select GREEBLE. Oh, did that work? I don't know. Yep, there we go. And you can change the height. It's very laggy at the moment. But you can change the height of the buildings. It's quite dense, my city. But obviously you can space it out, altering the grid. Do better. Just the way that I've drawn the city, it's ended up being quite dense, but yeah, that's basically how I would apply the GREEBLE on there. I think when I drop the height down completely, it actually looks a little bit less crazy. So yep, that is my model. And now I can show you how I can add a material to it as well. So basically you can come up to, which one was it? This one here, materials editor. We can search for a material. Let's say like stucco. And then we're going to apply this to our model.